What's going on, everybody? It's Kabaddi Keenan, and today we're back with another team review where we'll be going over your PKL 10 champions, the Puneri Paltan. That's right. Now, jumping right into it, obviously the biggest thing that happened with their team was the loss of Mohamed Reza Chiane, the number one defender last season, the grit of that team that led them to their championship. That's the biggest loss that they had. That's sort of the biggest thing that happened. The biggest change that happened with them this season was just the loss of the best defender in the game right now. So they weren't very active within the auction. They only got 9 players, and most of them seemed like they were more so like depth moves, not really people that they're going to be relying on heavily throughout the season. Probably just fill in, get spot playing time here and there. But the biggest move that they did make was getting Ajith Kumar as what I think is going to essentially be their 4th rating option. He was previously with the Jaipur Pink Panthers. I think he had a down season. That's what it kind of seemed like to me. But I think him slotting in as their sort of 4th rating option potentially, I think that's going to really boost their offensive prowess. I mean, you already got their amazing captain who was crowned captain again this season for the Puneri Paltan with Aslam Inamdar, who, for as young as he is an incredible player. He was the number 10 rater last season with 142 rate points, and he also contributed pretty well on the defensive side with like 26 tackle points, I believe, something like that. Doesn't seem like a huge number, but for a rater, that's pretty good. I mean, he's obviously classified as an all-arounder at this point, but he's such an amazing player. He seems so ahead of his time. He seems to see the game very well. He has great command of the team. Everyone seems to really respect him and listen to him. Like, he's just at such a young age, he's already an amazing leader. Like, to me, it's like the top 2 captains in the entire league. If I had to pick 1 and 2 would be Fazal Atrajali and Aslam and Namdar. Like, those 2 to me are like the best 2 captains in the game right now. So they retained him, which is great. I can't imagine him playing for anybody else right now but the Puneri Paltan, and he's going to lead the charge offensively for them. But they also were able to retain 2 of their other top rating options, which were Mohit Goyat, and then they also retained, sorry if I mispronounced this, Pankaj Mohit. I'm just going to say that. Pankaj Mohit. So they retained him, and he had 96 rate points, which is, again, those 2 players had more than Ajith Kumar, which they just brought in. Ajith only had 80 points. So that's why I said Ajith is going to slide in as their number 4 rater. And that's great, because I think that's going to be a solid move for them. And I think the beauty of their team last year was that there was no really standout offensively. They just had a lot of players that contributed to the team and to the points that they were making each and every single game. And I think that's again what they're going to be going for this season. Now, defensively, obviously, again, they lost not only their best defender, but the best defender in all the game in Shadloui. So I think they're going to take a hit definitely in that department, because they didn't really get anybody else to sort of compensate for that loss. And don't get me wrong, as good as the Puneri Paltan are, I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year, because last year they were the best team hands down, and I think it's no debate whether they're the best team of all time in the PKL in the PKL's history. So losing him, I think it's just going to be a big hit regardless. It would have been almost impossible to replace him anyway, but they didn't really make any moves to try and replace him. Now, they still have a very decent defense in my opinion. I mean, they got Akash Shinde, who had 56 points. They were able to retain Abhinesh, who I really liked how he played last season. So they were able to retain him. He had 57 points. And they were able to retain Gaurav Khatri, who had 69 points. So their defense still looks good. Again, it's just a glaring hole when you don't have Shadloui on your team. Either way, I think they're going to be a very solid team again. I think they have the opportunity and the ability to be a playoff team and potentially challenge and be a team that can potentially win back-to-back, which would be the first time that's happened since the Patna Pirates did it way back in season 4, 5, 6, something like that. So they have a chance to repeat as champions. I definitely don't think they'll be as dominant as they were last year. You're just not going to have that without Shadloui. But I still think that they're going to be a very competitive team, a very good team that's going to be on the upper end of the table this season. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year. I there's not much to say about them. They didn't really make many changes. Just they didn't really need to. So they're, I think, is going to be a very good team again this season. And I'm looking forward to them. We'll see if they can win a championship. But you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And I will catch y'all later.